Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay. I hope. Okay. I think that's good. I think it's good. I think this is good audio. I think we are okay on the audio. Yeah. I'm just gonna go log in. That's why it's a black screen. Give me a moment. Man, I haven't been on this account in a couple of days. Yeah. Yeah. Shame, really. Like, I thought like the last time I was streaming, I thought that was the last day of the XP bonus. As it turns out, I was wrong by a day. Right? So I didn't quite understand the time quite right. So yeah, I missed an extra day and like I was kind of busy that day as well anyway. But yeah, here we are. Wait, let me see if I can get logged in. Okay. Holy crap! Is it no problems actually? Can I just start streaming now? Okay, I'm just gonna go and set this to public now. I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay. And we're live! Kind of, sort of, technically. A little. Kinda. You know. Okay, okay. Okay. Come on, loading ball thingy. Get finished up. Come on. Okay. Please. Come on. I'm sorry I've been silent. Like, I'm just showing a black screen. I'm live. And I'm just, I'm looking at other things while I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for this damn thing to finish. Here, let me flash you. This is what's going on right now. That thing has been showing up for a while now. I'm just waiting for it. I just think it's gonna be over. I'm waiting for the audio cue for it to just and you hear the bass music. I'm just waiting for it. Come on, I wanna get to playing today. Man, come on. I got nothing else to say. Maybe I should just start talking about what I wanted to talk about later. Like while we're waiting for the stupid thing to load, right? Let me put the black screen just in case it starts showing my login details or whatever. I don't want to mess up. I just don't want to mess up. I don't want to have to delete this little stream clip and start over, okay? I'm just gonna put the black screen on. We're gonna wait for this thing together. You're just not gonna get to see it. But like, yeah. Oh man. My last stream, not only did I actually get views, not only am I getting like an extra subscriber, and I know I sound like a fucking dick, right? Like when I say, oh, nobody's watching me, and then there are actually like 2 people who are actually watching me. And I'm like, you know, the thing is though, that I am thankful for even like 1 subscriber being here. I'm like, wow, really? People are watching my streams, that makes me happy. As much as I like be a dick about it, right? As much as I'm a dick about the whole thing. And I say, nobody's really watching me, and I was like, you know, like coming from watching VTubers, like there's, for anyone who's followed Hololive even a little, there is that story about Tokino Sora. I keep forgetting her surname there. Tokino Sora, like when Sora first started streaming, like, and she had people behind her like to like support her activities and stuff. Like, I don't know how big Cover was then. I don't know if it was a huge corporation or if it's like even just a team of 5 people, but there were people helping her out, right? So they must have done even like a little bit of marketing. But even then, only 12 people were watching Sora stream live, and those people were like the, you know, the knights of the round table for her and stuff. That's what they called themselves now, right? And that was a big thing. It was like, yeah, like to the 2 subscribers that I have right now, and for the handful of people of which there may or may not be bots watching, right? That's fine, you know. I'm fine with the fact that like some of those are probably bots, but the bigger thing, I guess, like, oh man, I'm screwing up what I'm saying. But the other thing is like, yeah, I appreciate those 2 subscribers that I have, especially the real people, and I'm glad that you actually come to listen even like for 5 or 10 minutes out of my entire fucking stream, just to hear me ramble about bullshit. Like, right now I don't really have much to do, and I feel like, I'm kind of like an idiot, because I'm thinking like, oh, when I finally have like a bunch of viewers and then they're actually leaving comments and stuff, I'll have engagement and chat and stuff, and like that's how I can make it interesting, is when I'm actually reacting to people. And that's like, yeah, maybe, but at the same time, like even if nobody's watching, like I should put in my effort of trying to do this thing right. Anyway, the other thing is that what was the other thing? Yeah, but the other thing is, wow, thanks. I don't think of myself as a particularly entertaining person most of the time. There are probably some things that might be fun down the line, but that's lighting in the bottle stuff. I don't really have the skill or the practice yet to really say that like, oh, I can bring people in based on what I do, right? I know that like my 2 viewers, probably they found me by luck. They happen to like it a bit by luck, right? And then like somebody actually left a positive comment on the last stream, and that's the other thing I want to talk about. It's like, wow, I finally got a comment. Like, I've been waiting for comments, and that's my first comment. I should probably like fucking frame that up somewhere at some point. But yeah, like even negative comments I would have like been interested in. Like, yeah, I put my comments to allow all. So like, even if somebody put like the worst shit in, like if it doesn't get through, that's not me, that's YouTube. And God help me, I know that feeling, because I've been on the other end of that shit too. Like, I'm here streaming on YouTube because I watch YouTube a lot. And like, so I've been there, been trying to leave comments on other people's stuff, and it's like relatively constructive criticism, but also happens to have no words or no phrase or whatever that Google AI detects. Like, that seriously pisses me off too. But anyway, yeah, someone left a positive comment and said, hey, you keep doing what you're doing, it's good. And I'm like, wow, really? That's great. But like, again, like the fact that he left a comment at all, I'm like, oh, finally, right? I'm so happy that people are leaving comments. It's like, another thing is like, too, I'm also waiting for the negative comments. I want to hear people say like, ah, you suck, stop talking too much, you don't talk enough, or whatever. Like I'd like to know what people are thinking about me. I like to know what people are thinking about the stuff I do. So yeah, like, call me a piece of shit if you can get through the YouTube censor. It's like, that's fine. I'd like to know. Like, I'd like to know, like if I have 6 viewers and 5 of them hate me, and I don't even think that's particularly a bad thing too, right? Because like, I'd still like to know. Like, feedback is the one thing I'm starving for right now, right? I'd like to know what I could do, especially in the immediate, because there are certain things that are like, oh yeah, you should like, do this and that, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't. It's gonna take time to learn and so on. Like this, like streams are technically just the lazy content I make out. I want to make videos eventually. I'm still working on it. The thing that I think that I'm going to be doing first is a Spider-Man video that I'm not even sure if I'm just being full of shit on anyway. But I'm just gonna do it anyway, just for some notoriety. The whole good old responding to people thing. I'm gonna go and rope in a bunch of names and see if they respond. Like, it's gonna be in good fun, or they might get pissed at me. I don't know, man. Especially Ryan Kittle, the fucking bastard. Kidding, I love you, Ryan, but also you had a really shitty take on Spider-Man. Anyway, right, I'm going to make a take on Spider-Man, and I'm gonna go call out a bunch of people who actually read the comic books. I'm gonna go look like a fucking retard. So before I even do that, I was like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna make sure though that I at least get the Raimi and the MCU angles, because at least those are finite in size and I can like cover them. But the thing is, now what I've done is that I've ended up starting watching a bunch of MCU movies. I actually cut off from the MCU a really long time ago. The only MCU movies I remember watching, like, as they came out, like Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Thor 1 and 2. I didn't watch Ragnarok. I think Captain America 1, a couple of other things in between, and the Avengers in 2012. I think around that time I basically just gave up. And then like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff on TV started popping. I was like, I don't care about that. Just fucking, So one of the things I did miss out on was like the entire Infinity Saga. The only thing of the Infinity Saga I saw before was basically the first Avengers. So yeah, the 2012 one. And then so in order to understand MCU Spider-Man, I made sure, because I've already watched the Spider-Man films, because that's how I came back to the MCU. Is Spider-Man Far From Home, which then led me to Homecoming. I was like, oh wow, this one's really good. Far From Home's not that good, but I really like it a lot. I think it's even my favorite. But I know it's not that good. And I'll explain that eventually in a Spider-Man video as well. And so now I gotta go watch Civil War when Spider-Man first shows up. And I'm like, how am I gonna understand Civil War? So I gotta start with. So I put up a list of things I gotta watch. So it's Winter Soldier, and then I thought Winter Soldier to Civil War. I was like, no, actually, that's kind of hard to explain because then you won't get Tony's whole thing from Civil War. So you got to do Winter Soldier, Ultron, and Civil War, and that's basically where I am right now. I finished Winter Soldier and Ultron recently. I'm watching Civil War in a bit. I watched the first bit of Civil War by now. I got to the point where Black Panther just starts fighting a Winter Soldier, and then yeah, I'm gonna watch Civil War, and then Infinity War, and then Endgame. Just to make sure, because like all the way to that point, because then after Endgame is Far From Home, right? So at that point, I will have understood everything, and then I'm gonna probably rewatch the Raimi films, partly because just to refresh my mind on that, and partly because the Raimi films are really good. Even Spider-Man 3, I'm not gonna say it's a good film, but also I really like that one. I really like Spider-Man 3. In a sense, also for the sake of like the topic of what I'm going to talk about in my Spider-Man video, it's about Spider-Man's morality and how the original Peter Parker was a very flawed character, and a very strong character flaw that he was overcoming and constantly overcomes, which is what makes him so interesting. And like Spider-Man 3 is when he gives in, right? Like he's like, power, responsibility, fuck that shit, just power. And it's just one of the things actually that's I really love about No Way Home. No Way Home isn't perfect or anything. No Way Home's decent, but I really like that one too. And it's like one of the best things that happens in No Way Home is when Green Goblin gets a line that makes his original appearance even better. Because like he expanded the hero's choice speech. Because then he goes and says, like, gods don't choose, they take. And it's like, wow, that really puts everything together. That's because Green Goblin is supposed to be like Peter Parker's temptation to stray away from the path that his uncle set him on. But like that's what an evil Peter Parker would also say. It's like, holy fucking shit. And when you think about it, when Peter Parker tries to save both of them as Spider-Man in Spider-Man 1 and Raimi, right? He saves both the bus full of kids and like Mary Jane. It's like, well, holy shit, isn't that like you trying to be a god too? Not an evil god, but a good god. But it's like you're trying to like outdo your limitations. You're trying to, try to surpass yourself. And it's like that's technically what a hero does. But like when he succeeds, like it's like that one moment of godhood, as we would talk about like in fucking Greek hero stories, right? Like when the hero actually manages to beat the odds and do the impossible, it's the kind of thing that impresses the gods. And that's an important aspect of the Greek view of telling stories about heroes. And that's basically where we get our tradition of telling stories about heroes too. Well, not the only one, obviously, because we have the monomyth, and that says that basically every culture has a sort of similar thing. But like the way that we characterize these things, right? Oh man. Anyway, I gotta go and organize my thoughts on that too. God, that's gonna be so good. If I can even do it. Again, like I lack the skills right now, and I'm just trying to work it. Oh my god, are you seriously not yet loading? I'm gonna go and restart this. I'm gonna go and freaking. Let me just see if I just restart the client and see if that works. If not, I'm gonna have to close my emulator and mess with my network stuff for a moment. See if I can get something done. Hang on, where are we? Wait, supposed to do something. Okay. So where was I? Yeah, so yeah, that's the thing I'm working on right now. I'm watching Civil War for the first time. It's like I'm finally watching these MCU films like 5+ years late, and it's like, one, I don't feel like it's a bad thing that I'm late. It's like I'm not a FOMO kind of guy in terms of sort of shit. That's also why I dropped the MCU a long time ago, even when it was getting better. There's a lot of really good shit in the in that part of the MCU. There's a lot of really interesting stuff by watching these movies back to back as well. One of the things that the last few films that I saw, like Winter Soldier and Ultron and stuff, it's like it really sells me on Captain America. Like he definitely comes into his own during these films. The characterization of him freaking amazing. Winter Soldier is not a great movie. I just cannot buy into the idea that Project Insight even managed to be a thing and that the World Security Council approved it. And it's like, how? You guys are a bunch of fucking civilian politicians and you approve the fucking death carrier? It's like, There's no way. There's no way that you guys were looking at that and say, "Oh yeah, totally. Our constituents won't rake us over the coals when they find out about this." It's like that's one thing to like have a bunch of like aircraft carriers up in subflight orbital. And it's like okay, that makes sense. And then like maybe if Hydra was building a secret army of people to do the killings, and then they will be using the carriers to strike anywhere in the world. It's like that would have been an ideal, a pretty good plot, I think, in my opinion. That would have been okay. But like fucking sniper cannon thingies on carriers that they even have like a rated 10,000 people dying per minute or whatever. It's like, are you serious? That's not a counterterrorism mission. We know that's not a counterterrorism mission. The public would know that the moment they find out. That's like, there's no way you could keep this a secret. There's no way that the civil governments of the world would agree to this. Military minds, maybe. But like, definitely not the civil government. There's no way. I don't believe that shit. But anyway, yeah, that's like, but there was really good stuff in Winter Soldier. In Winter Soldier, like Nick Fury does that whole thing where he says trust nobody, but like when they find him and he's alive again, he's like, well, I had to find someone I could trust, and then like this implied kind of conflict in Nick Fury that he had to trust Captain America, and then like he realized in the first time in his life that he was really glad that there was one person who was so pure and honest and someone worth trusting, and he was just lucky that Captain America was practically his friend. And I was like, holy shit, it's like when I needed you and you were there, that kind of thing. And it was like, you know, it must have been like an eye-opening moment for Fury, even if he won't outwardly say it. It's like Captain America not only is like slowly changing his mind on trusting people, but like in that moment in which he needed to trust someone, and then Captain America was there for him. It must have really shaken Nick Fury, and that's something that we don't get to see publicly, and that's fine because he has his, you know, his persona to maintain publicly in front of people, because he has to be intimidating and stuff, and that's his line of work. But at the same time, like internally, you must have like, you could imagine like what Nick Fury was thinking. It's like that was a really good thing in Civil War. And then there were some things that carried over from movie to movie that were pretty cool. The guy who refused to launch the carrier in Winter Soldier, like he ends up working in the new Shield, and you can see him operating the life rafts that save people in Ultron. Like that was cool. There were a bunch of other things like that. What else? Oh come on, let me log in. 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 Good fucking god. But anyway, right, like yeah, so I'm just watching these freaking movies and stuff, trying to prepare myself for discussing Spider-Man. I am going to get flamed for my opinion, partly because like it's not a particularly well-informed opinion. I'm going to do as much research as I can in the movies, but like I don't know enough Spider-Man comic book stories to really support my case. I am, however, going to use like the very first incarnation of Spider-Man to make my case, because I think like when you set a character up, and this was in the time in which character setups were done really well, like there are fundamentals about it that you either cannot change, or if you change it, it has to be something of like similar and equal weight, and that's something that's missing in Peter Parker in the MCU. I would argue like the Tom Holland's Peter Parker is missing that kind of thing. In a sense, it's because we never got to see Uncle Ben die. In a sense, it's that, but it's not really because I want Uncle Ben to die. It's kind of more like we don't know why Spider-Man is so fucking altruistic in the MCU. We never see what changes him from child to man, from immoral to moral, right? From normal person to hero with you know, upholding his values and stuff. For one, that's missing. And two, it's that like Spider-Man shouldn't be altruistic in the first place. I would argue like that Spider-Man's character is that he is always a selfish Peter Parker who is driven by the reality of the situation to step up, right? And then like he is self-aware that he himself is selfish, but that he also has to fight his own nature constantly in order to do the right thing. And that he's motivated to do the right thing because he knows that if he doesn't do the right thing, the people that he actually cares about suffers. So like there's these elements of Spider-Man that are like really important. The fact that like he barely has any friends means that he has a small family and friend circle that he actually cares about in the world. The rest of the world can basically go fuck itself. But that's also like why Spider-Man protects New York, is because like that's where his family and friends are, right? Like I have to make the streets safe because I don't know about the time in which like someone I actually care about is gonna be in danger because of that. That's part of like Spider-Man thing. And like he's selfish by nature, and that's why he lets the robber go, the robber that kills Uncle Ben. And then when he finds out the consequences of his actions, right? And then like Uncle Ben's dying words and everything. It's not what Uncle Ben even says in this moment that's important. It's not even important that what Uncle Ben believes is what Spider-Man is supposed to believe. Well, that is important, but that's not the driving thing for him. What Peter Parker kind of perceives out of this entire situation was like, I should have listened. I could have stopped him. I didn't. That sort of stuff, right? So, yeah. So the fact that we didn't see Uncle Ben die in the MCU technically isn't the core issue. But like it belies this kind of thing that it wasn't replaced with something else. It wasn't replaced with like the moment in which Spider-Man suffers in a way that is punishment for not upholding morals greater than what he naturally has, basically. And that's the thing, it's like, I basically disagree with people that Spider-Man has to suffer. He doesn't have to live in a shitty apartment. He doesn't have to be like almost broke. He doesn't have to, like he doesn't have to be a loser with not many friends, technically. But he should have a very small circle of close friends and family. That's very important. What do you call this? But like, instead of suffering, like I wanna like portray this as like Spider-Man has to be punished. Spider-Man has to be an immoral Peter Parker who every now and then allows himself to act on his base nature, kind of like when he gets the symbiote, right? Like when he Jekyll and hides that shit. It's like he has to have moments of selfishness, which then eventually lead to punishment, which then eventually reinforce the idea through punishment, right? That like, hey, like it's important that I have to keep fighting my own nature, that I have to be not completely selfless, but like selfless enough, right? Like I have to make the effort to be the better man. I think that's really, really important for Peter Parker. Like I'm going to make an entire argument about it, and the thing is, I might even make it a little religious. As an ex-Catholic, putting it in a Catholic standpoint, in which like, man is of original sin, and like every day is our struggle to be deserving of heaven, that sort of thing. I think that's important in the Spider-Man morality system thing. Like I think that Spider-Man should never completely learn his lesson and be completely selfless, because then there wouldn't be a point to making comic book stories about him, right? Like if he's already become the moral best version of himself, then there's really nothing to do about it. I mean, technically he could learn other lessons, that is a thing, but at the same time it's like it wouldn't be any more like what set him off in the first place. It wouldn't be a one great grand journey, like if it didn't have that morality question to it. And the other thing is that that part of Spider-Man is important because we are portraying someone who never completely beats his demons. He's someone who has to be always struggling, and I don't mean like struggling again in the sense like he's suffering outwardly, but rather like struggling with his own morality. And that's the thing, right? Like Spider-Man should always be tempted to take the easy route. Spider-Man should always be tempted to to give up his altruistic self, and at the same time, like every time he gives in, like he should be punished for that. And that should always be happening on and off, bit by bit, little by little, over time in his stories, so that he can, he can affirm his own beliefs over and over. Yeah, and I think that's really important. And like the one thing that the one time that they didn't do that, but they did it right, I would say was Spider-Man 2. Like Spider-Man 2 was a Peter Parker who was too altruistic. That at that point he was denying himself. Right? He was denying himself happiness. He was denying himself his friends and family. And again, like I said, like the only reason for him to be altruistic is because he wants to protect his friends and family. But if he also like distances himself from his friends and family, then what was the point of him becoming altruistic in the first place? And Spider-Man 2 kind of like examines this premise, right? It's like Spider-Man shouldn't be like a perfect moral paragon, also because like he's doing it for reasons of his own. His motivations are to to make his family and friends happy. And I think that's one thing that's really good about the Tom Holland MCU Spider-Man. It's like like they can be really clear about that, especially in like No Way Home was really clear about that, right? It was like Tom Holland was like, his Peter Parker was like, he was okay with suffering, but the moment that the ones closest to him were suffering, he was like, okay, I'm going to change everything. That was really good, and that's why I can't shit on MCU Spider-Man, and that's why I really like it, because as much as I say that like the MCU Spider-Man is missing this ingredient, it's like it still has the other bits. It's still really compelling. It's still really good. It's just that it's missing this thing. And my argument isn't that it makes MCU Spider-Man worse, but my argument is that it makes people who are fans of the comic book Spider-Man say, well, this isn't my Spider-Man. And like they'll overreact and they'll say, oh well, Spider-Man has to suffer, and that's not even entirely true. I think again, it's like I think that they're missing elements of the comic book Spider-Man that are relatively superficial on their own, but rather when they serve the higher theme is when they're important. And so it becomes important for adaptations of Spider-Man to carry on the pattern, even if they don't necessarily carry on the elements. Again, we don't have to see Uncle Ben die for the 5th time or whatever, right? That's not what's important. What's important is that we have to constantly reinforce Spider-Man's morality through a system of kind of like temptations and punishments. Anyway, that's something I'm gonna get into in a proper video. Right, let me go and turn on the... There we go, and we're loaded. Right. Anyway, it's 4:36. So I've got like what, 14 minutes to gather my batteries. Yeah, I always basically like start one of these GFL streams on a time that I can get batteries or something, because you know, need that. I need that. Yank. So let me, while I'm here. I think I'm just gonna be grinding today, by the way. I'm just gonna be doing what I used to do. Like, even if it's not combat XP bonus or anything, like, I may as well just, you know, keep doing that grind until probably the 60s, and I'll do chapter 5 afterwards. Oh, actually, I should also grind the other team, now that I think about it. Whoa, what's this? She's okay. I might use her eventually. Let me go see. Is there anyone who deserves a bound up? Nah, they're too close. Oh, okay. MP5. Oh, wait. Is anyone using MP5 in their team? I'm not sure. Anyway. Where was I? Oh, right. I was gonna go and make. Let me see. Rifle or assault rifle? Maybe I should start rolling machine guns, actually. Because I'm gonna need machine guns to, what do you call this? I need to build, like, one decent MG team. For various purposes. And I need an MG team to do data mode as well. So I might as well start pulling, I guess. I've got way too much resources anyway. I'm well past my soft cap. What's 550? Let me go look this up. 5 flat, I know, is a 2-star machine gun. But what's 550? Okay, so 5 flat is MG34 or DP28. Okay, that's fine. But the other one is 550? 550 is MG42. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I can deal with that. Yeah, okay, fine. I mean, neither of them are really good. I might use the MG42. What's Loa Mug's timer? Loa Mug's timer is 510. Okay. I don't really know what I want, so I'm just gonna go for mixed. Hopefully the mix, the wall 150, also allows you to pull anything from the new set of equipment. Man, that new equipment stuff, I haven't even looked into that closely yet, but it's like, some of that looks really nice. Stuff like the slap ammo and stuff. What else? Where was I? Oh, right, I've got batteries. Okay. Okay. Wait. Let me start upgrading this. I guess letting the surplus thing go, not so bad right now. Where was I? What was I doing again? Oh, right. Let me go and visit other dorms while I'm at it. So, against my better judgment as well, I watched Girls Frontline episode 3. I really don't like that anime anymore. But I'm just watching it just to get context and stuff so I can talk about it too as well. Like, not just here, but also like in other places, especially in the communities where I'm in, where we discuss Girls Frontline the game. And yeah, I hate it. As much as I really like MP5, I like MP5 as a character, I like MP5 as the playable doll. I like MP5 a lot. They give her way too much of a role in the Girls Frontline anime, I swear. In the manga, what we get is that, what do you call this? In the manga, we have, what do you call this? We have G36 as her canonical adjutant, right? And that's a thing. And like, yeah, that, like, the fact that G36 is her adjutant and that Shantian is actually more kind of deadpan, it was kind of interesting. And like, I don't care about the superficial elements. That's not what I'm mad about. But it's like when you change it to MP5 and you're like basically writing these extra characterizations that like don't really fit. Like the fact that they make Jantian care too much about her dolls, and like that's not really the issue in itself, but more like her motivation is just all wonky. Like they have to really show that, you know, that Jantian cares about her dolls because like they're her subordinates, and not like she believes it's like dolls or people or some bullshit. That's not the point. So like that whole scene of MP5 trying to cheer up Jantian, that was really dumb, I think. I think it's there also because it kind of helps explain to people who don't play the game, like how the whole, you know, the neural cloud thing works. Cause like we just played chapter 4.3, 4E here, right? Up to 4.3E. And like that's when the AR team are the ones to explain the neural cloud thing. I think they shifted ahead to explain the neural cloud thing too, and I'm like, okay, yeah, but you're doing that, and you're ruining characterization while you're at it. It's like this shouldn't be it, right? Like Jantian should be so soft-hearted for these reasons. That's really important too. Holy crap, an AK-47. What level is she? Or just is a regular AK-47? Okay, where were we? Yeah. And then like the fact that M4A1 was the one to leave a clue for MP5 to find out, and it's like I definitely don't remember it being like that. I don't think it is like it makes the dolls themselves look a little too clever for that sort of thing. And it's like, again, it's like it's giving MP5 too much of a role here in this story. And at the same time, it's like, you know, it was really the other way around. It's that M4A1 really was just hiding from everyone at that point until she could find a way to safely connect with Griffin without putting dolls in danger. That part was true, but like the fact that she gambled it on the sugar cube thing, that was bullshit. And also that's the thing, is that M4A1 shouldn't be a gambler. M4A1 is a lot less what do you call this? She should be a lot less wait, no, let me swap out some units here. I need to reconstruct my team 2, and I need my team 2 to basically be in the 60s as well. So oh no, this is the wrong way. I think I saved them here. Yeah. Let me just go see if this team works in 4-3E. If it does, holy crap. Oh, wait, no. I'm going to do a push formation first. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, that's the thing, is that like M4A1 is characterized as being like super unsure of herself, unconfident. Like she's always second guessing her own actions and so on in the beginning. That's super important for like what happens in like chapter 8 to chapter 10. Because she has to break out of that shell later on. So anyway, yeah. So the fact that they show a really confident M4, super out of character. And you're not supposed to do that because she's supposed to grow into that soon enough. Oh man. But like the whole thing that where Jantian, like what do you call this? She sympathizes with M4A1. I was like, that was pretty good. Like it helps kind of express like why they work well together and stuff. That was okay. It's a little inefficient, but whatever. Okay. So yeah, it really pissed me off. I really don't like this anime. I think that they're making deviations from the manga canon that aren't making the story better. They're making the story worse. Honestly. Not bad. Okay, this team can do it. If this team can do it, then I think I'm gonna do them first for a while. I'm gonna work on them for a while because I need them to, you know. So yeah, that really pissed me off about like a lot of what happened there was really annoying. M4A1 laying the trap for Executioner made a lot of sense. Executioner getting to show off really good. The only thing I really like about this anime is like how much they get to show off the Sanctus Fairy units. That's really nice. Like obviously like Executioner never does that thing in the game. She doesn't have this super dash charge attack, and that's partly because like our battles don't require that sort of thing to happen anyway. But like if she's a melee unit and she can charge attack, it's like okay, that makes sense. All of this makes sense. That's fine. But the other thing too was that M4A1 laying that trap was, it feels a little out of character, and this one I'm not so sure, but I think it was a little out of character for her to lay that trap and then try to snipe at Executioner and be the first one to start shooting. Because as far as I understand it, now that I've played chapter 1 and 2 again, like again I played on stream here, right? From what I understand is that M4A1 was hiding from Griffin while Griffin was in the area. But she would only show herself like once it was relatively safe for her to come out. And that was the thing. And it was true that basically that she didn't reveal herself to the first search party was because like if she had revealed herself and then SF caught onto them, they'd catch onto her. And that was, you know, that was really important for them not to know. It was some special forces shit. That was the thing. But like I don't think that she would take the initiative and then start a trap by being the first to attack. From what I understood in chapter 2, when we fight Executioner, is that we are in Executioner's path and then we just bump into her, and then while trying to clear the field to find M4, we had to get rid of her. And then like again, like I said, the Executioner fight is actually really hard for your level. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to surround capture her base and then not fight her. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to disable her allies there. And then, at the last moment, M4A1 shows out of nowhere and backstabs and kills Executioner. That's what I got when I played this again for the stream, right? So when I saw that what instead happened was that M4A1 was the one taking initiative and then laying the trap first, and then relying on Griffin to show up on time, and then she kills Executioner. I think that was bullshit. Honestly, I think that was fucking bullshit. I don't remember if the manga did it that way, though. If the manga did, I still think that's kind of a mistake. I should go reread the manga. I haven't in a really long time. And I haven't really caught up on the manga completely either. I stopped it when they started chapter 5-ish or so. I don't know, it's really dumb. I'm going to take a break in a moment because I need water and stuff. Okay. See how much. 7 minutes. Okay, that's good. Okay, so what I'll do is this, and then I know how to rebuild this because it's just the AR team plus UMP45. So let me just start stripping them. Oh wait, no, actually I got a blank team for this purpose. Forcibly replace. And then put a handgun here. An X1 handgun most especially too. Actually no, let's put Glock just for fun. Pretty much. Okay, I'm gonna be out for a moment. Do, 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 do. Okay. And we are back. Oh, right. Yeah, huh. I forgot about this. Yeah, sure. Okay. Let's go see. Let's go see. Actually, no. This should be super easy now. Oh, wait, right. I gotta go wait for my team to get back. Let me go set up logistics and stuff first. I wonder what I can do for auto battle. Oh, wait, right. Yeah, I know what I need to do for auto battle. Oh, 1-2. Always 1-2. Not 1-2E, 1-2. Just to get more enhanced fodders. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, sure. We'll send it here. And then might as well. Oh yeah, I'm definitely because I'm pulling machine guns. I definitely need as much ammo as possible. I'm just doing that just because of the you know the thing. Am I gonna be here for 2.5 hours? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm just gonna play it a little safe. This one, like, I might be able to finish just at the end of my thing. So, I'm gonna leave it there. Okay. So now I can do that combat report thing. No, not data sim, XP sim. XP sim. Let's just do this over and over. With my sub team. Yeah, okay. And I'm just gonna go and set this up. Up. Yeah, okay. Oh boy. So what am I gonna be doing today? Yeah, probably just doing 4 or 3 for a bit. I might start chapter 5. I don't know. The first few ones should be easy. And 5-2 or 5-4, I'm not sure which one it was, is a decentish grind spot, I guess. Excuse me. I'm a little tired. Like, as much as this time is good for me because I get to go pull batteries and stuff on stream. The other thing is that it's in between meal times in such a way that I'm just really tired usually at these hours. I'm having dinner in a couple of hours or so, and my lunch was a little small, I guess we call it. MP5 is taking significant amounts of damage, huh? Yeah, I should go read the GFL manga again. That might actually be closer to canon, from what I remember. I should go and make sure of that. No, I'm quite sure nothing that dramatic happens. I think they're making that shit up. Also, Jaeger showing up in the anime, that was cool. Like I think Executioner's using Vespids and Jaegers. That was pretty okay. The Vespids look kind of weird though. They don't look a lot like the way that they look here. And I don't think the Jaegers were threatening enough. Like, you know, you've seen this shit happen. Oh wait, no, actually they were quite threatening enough. I think they were dealing significant damage. And that's the thing about them, right? It's like you've seen them here. It's like the entire point is like as much as they're relatively paper to kill, it's like you're supposed to kill them before they get enough shots in because each one of their shots is pretty significant against your guys. And they have decent accuracy, they can beat evasion. I really don't think so. I'm kind of just bored and tired right now. I guess it's just because it's in my nature when I play this game like this and I set up the auto. Usually my mind is like, okay, it's time to relax and let this thing happen. And it's like I can't just auto and just stream that. That's just crazy, right? Anyway, what else I want to talk about? Yeah, it's really annoying, that anime. Like, in a sense, I really should just stop watching it because I know I'm not gonna like it. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I have to know because this is going to be someone's idea of what the story is like, and like, the story is not like that. And like I've said before, as a Girls Frontline, one of its strongest aspects is its story. So I don't want people fucking with it, you know? I hope they do the other world building stuff okay though. You know, I hope other things survive intact. Even if the characters are all fucked up. Right? If the world building survives intact, then I'm like, okay, fine, I guess.
QA91 出発します。私の活躍を指揮官の目に刻んでください。
It started, right? Okay, good. Oh, right, that's another thing that was missing. I'm looking at some screenshots of the anime right now. One of the things that was missing is like, I like the Persica review. I like Persica. I like the way that she does it. Yeah. The one thing that I kind of wish that they also included was like when Hellion tells her, right, like Persica invites her for coffee, invites the commander for coffee, and then Hellion warns her like, no, the coffee's gonna be shit. Honestly, maybe that hasn't happened yet. Maybe that doesn't happen in chapter 2. And oh yeah, Kruger showing up in the anime is kind of cool. I don't know. I don't like the way that they're characterizing Hellion, but it's not really off canon yet or anything. She doesn't quite seem like her unflappable self like she normally is. She seems a little bit too naive and young herself. And too opinionated. Like the real Hellion I know is just like she's like a personnel officer who's just seen a bunch of commanders come and go already, and it's like, yeah, whatever. It's like, I'm just here to help you do your job, and that's it. Kalina, however, was then okay. And she's like complaining, like, this isn't really my job, but whatever, I'll help you. And it's like, by the time that we're on the run from the law and everything, like, Kalina is like a jack of all trades as well at that point. There's even like one mission where like the commander is busy on a different thing and like Kalina has to be the one to strategize. And she's like, "Don't worry, I'm prepared for this. I'm just gonna go and boot up the other strategies the commander used before, and we're gonna use one of them that seems to be a good fit." And you're like, "Okay, fine, fuck it, we'll deal with this." And like Kalina ends up being a real jack of all trades. She doesn't get as good at commanding or anything, but like when the situation calls for something, Kalina will do it, and that's a thing that happens later. And I kind of like that part. I like it that Kalina has survived unscathed yet in this freaking story. That's good.
用意撃って指揮官聞こえました勝利の鐘が鳴ってます
Mm. Oh well. I am looking forward to more soft mod, so that's gonna be something. There's always like that worry, right? Like they don't pay uh
作戦開始です
um they don't pay
艦用の武器の威力
Tamura Yukari enough to show up enough times in this anime. Because it's like the people have like complained before, like when they released like a soft mod character song or something, like it wasn't her singing or something, or like they were only using I don't know, it's like pre-recorded lines and stuff.
指揮官聞こえました勝利
So it's like I wonder if like they're gonna try to cut soft mod's appearances short or her speaking lines because of that too. I don't know. Oh crap! I think I hit something. Oops, sorry. Yankee. Oh yeah, it showed up. Yeah, sorry, that's just my emulator. I hit the hotkey by accident while I was. Anyway, right? Hmm.
QA91
Okay.
出発します私の活躍
This should be the last
を
one.
の目に刻んでください作戦開始です
Hmm.
仲間だろうと敵だろうと誰にも負けたくないの指揮官見ててくださいこれが
Okay, so yeah. What am I planning to do after this? More 4-3E runs. I'll get my two teams pretty good as much as possible.
民間用の武器の
Then
技術を思い知らせてあげるわ
mm,
指揮官見ててくださいこれが私があなたに
what about 4-4E actually? If I'm capable of doing 4-4E, I'll get to unlock the chapter 0 missions. I wonder. So that's another way of doing it. You should be able to do O1 and O2 with 70x4 actually. That's what I remember. Tempting. I wonder if I can do O2 with just barely 70x4. Yeah, a 60 team should be able to beat 4-4E. I bet. Now 5, 6, and 5-4E. Yeah, I don't know. And that's kind of like the cool thing about this, like you know that you're gonna be doing a lot of boring grinding. It's also like it also gives you time to start strategizing and thinking and like optimizing your your strategy to cut yourself time. That's kind of like how, like, you know, how farming becomes a game mechanic, is when it's about the planting stage and stuff. I remember like when I was farming limited dolls of farm maps and events, and it's like I started with a shitty strategy at the beginning just to get it started, and like while I was running it I was like, okay, I can do this, I can do that, I can run this with one less gun, I can run this with less resources, I can do this in less turns, etc. Right? And that was always the goal. So like as I'm already making plans, like I already have plans, I think, to do 4-3E. It's like I'm thinking like, okay, so when do I move to my next farm, my next grind map? Can I do it earlier? Can I do it quicker? What's my actual limitation, you know? Man, I should find something to do while I'm setting up this farm map. Like I should, like, while I'm streaming this farming in a corner, like I'm doing something else as well for you guys. That would be interesting, right? Because that wouldn't break my promise of showing everything on stream. At the same time, you don't have to watch something so repetitive over and over, you know? Because I'm also running out of things to say about this sort of thing, you know? So, wait, let's break out of this just to see if I've gotten a timer or something through. Okay. I might actually, like, do 2 streams of this today. Just one for now and then one a little bit later. That might be a thing I could do. Nah, probably not. Let's just do it all now while we can. So let's just do this because I know I can't wait this out. So I can do my 4 pulls today, right? Yeah, an MG42 and one of those 2 stars. Oh, MG34. Spandaus, really? Oh, 620 and 540. Let me go look. That's not a Lawa mug. 540. The 540 is a, oh, an M1919A4. That's a good one. And the 620, was it? Yeah, the 620 is either a Mark 48, also another good one, or AEK 999, which is not a good one. So, okay. We'll find out next stream. Because I'm not waiting that out, obviously. Okay. So where were we? Let's do some 4-3E first. I don't think I'm gonna move anywhere until at least my teams are, what do you call this? Or at least 60. A consistent 60 would be nice. For once, I'm enjoying the auto resupply at start of turn thing, because then it saves me some effort. But it's fine to supply that block 17 because we're not even burning a turn here, so like it won't even get penalized the 1 rations penalty per turn change. So it won't cost me extra to leave it on for it. It's like, yeah, deploying it still costs manpower, but there's nothing you can do about that. I still don't actually understand what the manpower cost is exactly. Like, how does that calculated? Like, ammo and rations are calculated based on the doll's type, as well as how many links it has. So yeah, so like an X5 does actually consume 5 times more resources than an X1 of the same type. And then like SMGs and MGs consume the most ammo, shotguns consume the most rations, etc, etc, etc. And handguns, you know, consume the least. Which is why you make dummies out of handguns. Dummy teams out of handguns.
戦開始です。無駄無駄。民間用の武器の威力を
It's quite tiring. But I should do some today. I should really get some fucking progress in today.
ベレッタ M38 です。
Nah.
作戦開始です。見つけた。民間用の武器の威力を思い知らせてあげるわ。指揮官、聞こえました？勝利の鐘が鳴ってます。指揮官、引き取ってくれてありがとうございます。
Man, what do I go on about, right? Yeah, so what are my plans for this? Oh right, the other thing I should really do is like try to unlock RO 635 as soon as possible-ish, kind of, sort of. It can wait because clearing chapter 7 would require 90x5s basically, or really good 80x5s, 80x4s. Okay. Yeah. Man, I don't know. Oof, 13 minutes. I'm not waiting for that. Man, I barely started the stream and I'm already tired and stuff. It's like, oh man, really? So I really want to keep doing a bunch of these. But like this stuff is also very like, it's very tedious, you know? Ooh, hey. I'm gonna get people get level soon. Man. So...
作戦開始です。無駄無駄。そろそろ本気出しちゃおうかな。指揮官、聞こえました？勝利の鐘が鳴ってます。
Man.
ごきげんよう。
I don't know. I'm gonna be watching the Girls Frontline anime, right? I guess I'm gonna keep watching because there's things I still like about it. Man, I wonder if like it really will harm canon and stuff. I wonder what their plans are like. Like, if this is a 12 episode series, then I think we'd be able to reach singularity at this pace. I don't know how they're gonna do it, especially because the way that they fuck around with characters and shit. I guess it will matter by about chapter 6 or so. Chapter 5 or chapter 6, somewhere in that area. It's like how they're gonna deal with all the character changes. Cause like, that's why people didn't like Jantian in the manga. It's cause like all the character changes kind of added up to chapter 6. And then like Kruger hands her a gun and then she's like, oh, I'm fine, thanks. And like people didn't like that part. Oh, but the whole thing like Jantian talking about wanting to know about M4A1, and then when they get a chance to listen in on a dorm conversation post simulation, and then Jantian was like, wait, no, I want to listen. It's like that was very Jantian, because like Jantian likes to look into the little details of the dolls, because she thinks that it always helps her kind of figure things out about them to use in strategy. And that's one of those special things about Jantian, right? In the manga, before the chapter 6 attack happens, Jantian is with other commanders, and then other commanders lost to her in a command simulation or something like that, in an exercise with real dolls. Yeah, actually, not, you know. And then like they ask her like, "Oh, how did you know how to use your dolls so perfectly? Like these are new dolls, so like they were just given to you to command today, so you mustn't have known about them before. So how did you know how to use them?" And then Jantian was like, "Oh well, I looked into their files, and then I looked into their hobbies, and it's like the things that I saw about their hobbies like gave away certain things that are like how good they are at certain things, and it's like, oh well, I kind of guessed that way, you know." Okay, let's see what damage MP5 took. More than 10 minutes. I'm not waiting for that. Oh wait, let me go see if I can go and enhance her. Or someone else. Because I should have gotten a significant number of drops by now. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. So 28 by 66 is what? So 66 is 2/3 of 100. So that's it's like 18-ish, 180. This a total of 180 damage ROF. This is 61 by 33, definitely higher. And this is 37 by 74, definitely higher. So if I up her, I'll get the most significant change. Okay, I need it for the act up. No, I'm not getting rid of these. I'm not getting rid of these. Also, lock. Let's go lock these guys. Okay, and that's it. Ah. Oh man, right. Can't wait to see dragoons in the anime too. And the things that they're riding on. You know? Oh nice, 991 is definitely pulling her weight today. That's good. Man. Maybe it's because of what I ate. like I've been talking about the stuff that I cook on in the Gundam videos. So, right? So recently I found out that you could make English muffins from a stovetop, a pan on a stovetop, and not like in an oven. And that's one of those things where like I consider like important because what do you call this? I don't have an oven. It's like, oh, but you can make English muffins on a stovetop. It's like, huh. So I looked into it and I realized I could like make a sausage and egg McMuffin basically in my own house, like from scratch. And I was like, huh. So I gave it a try earlier, and I made muffins like a day ago, and then like this morning I made mix of for a breakfast sausage out of ground pork, and I tried it and it was really good. But like the muffins have a lot of fat in them, and then the sausage obviously has a lot of pork fat in it. It was like, it's definitely something that's making me sleepy right now, I think. Ugh. Or maybe it's low in sugar overall right now. Right? That would really suck. Yeah, maybe I should get myself a snack. So I'm tiring out. But yeah, I really like my little experiment. I have a bunch more muffins and more breakfast sausage meats. I'm gonna be trying that a few more times. Yeah. That's the nice thing too, is that freeze you can freeze English muffins, and you can freeze the breakfast sausage meat mix before you cook it. And it's like I've got that stuff ready, and I can have it for a bunch of days, and not even necessarily all at once. It doesn't have to be too soon. So I'll just save that for like when a day like I don't feel like other breakfasts, and I just have that. That's good. Nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go and repair this slowly and then take a bit of a break. Sorry guys. I'm a little, I'm a little out of it right now. But I also want to keep going. Yeah, 17 minutes. I'll be back in 17. Oh wow, I've been streaming for over an hour already. Counting that black screen stuff though, but whatever. So I've been playing for at least half an hour, I need a moment. I need a break, right? Yeah, it's easier to like have fun with the Gundam streams than this. But at the same time, I feel like this little project of mine is kind of a little too important to pass up right now. I want to keep doing it still, I'm gonna go and black screen for a bit, but with audio. I'm gonna mute my mic though. So, oh wait, right, no, that's a bad idea because I'm basically just stealing music. So I'm just gonna go do that for a bit, okay? I'm gonna take a break. I'll be back in 15-ish minutes. Make a snack or something. Something kind of sugary just to kind of get me up and running. Maybe I should get coffee. Oh wait, no, but I'm having dinner soon too. I don't want to mess with my digestion like that. And we are back. Oh man. Yeah, maybe I will just stream another thing tonight. But maybe I'll stream Gundam to have a little more fun. It's hard to just stream this and it's just freaking, you know? Drone and facts. Okay. And while we're at it, okay, and this should be ready soon. Okay. Yeah. Uh, yeah, so wait, no, let me pick up MP5 first. Let me go get Hearts from Kalna while I'm waiting for MP5. The last 2 minutes of MP5 thing. Yeah.
指揮官様、奇跡が起き
440.
る
Oh
か
wait,
ど
no.
うか
It's
は
like 800 to get
私
my
の
next
ピュアな
echelon
魔法
slot.
と少しのおはようございます指揮官様。朝食はもうお済みですか？
Okay. Last 40 seconds. I'm gonna get this done. Ah, come on. Let's go, let's go. That's the other thing about farming 4-3E is it's technically the first place where you can start really getting core drops when you're grinding it. It's not a lot of core drops. It's you get a 3-star every now and then. That's nice, but it's not actually a lot yet, so it's not quite worth it to stick there too long. The next place that you're gonna be doing it is in O2 at that point actually. 5-2E won't be really doing that much for you, but O2 will be a slightly better place to get 3-star and maybe even sometimes 4 or 5-star drops. The only 5-star drop you're gonna get there is gonna be 416, who is like one of those like super commons you should get eventually as a 5-star. Like not as a drop, like but like in production. It's a thing that's gonna happen. I wonder if I will get a 416 drop. No, I'm more likely to get a 416 pull first before that happens. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I should really find something else to do while I'm doing this. What should I do, man? I should really figure something out. Yeah, is that... Yeah, I don't know.
誰にも負けたくないの。
Oddly enough, normally what I would do, like if I'm playing my own account, is that while I would be playing this, I might actually just be playing another game as well. While I'm leaving this on auto. I wonder if I should like do that. I should like pull up my Game Boy emulator and then like, play something else while I'm letting this run. You know? That would be kind of funny. Yeah, you know, because like then I could, you know, just set this up every now and then while I do this. That might be something.
攻撃。
What could I do? I wonder.
指揮官、聞こえますか？
Uh,
勝利の鐘が鳴ってます。じゃあ、よろしくな、マイ。
yeah, that would be something funny. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it has to be like another game that I can play kind of, also kind of chill. Because like, if I'm too into it, I won't go back and then reset my run on Girls Frontline. Right? Would be kind of funny actually, you know, to, you know. Nah, some other time. I'll figure it out for some other time. Would be funny to play Gundam and Girls Frontline at the same time, maybe, huh? Right? That might be something I'll do later tonight. I'll go play Gundam, and then while I'm doing it, I'll also set up a Girls Frontline. That might be something I might do later tonight. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I should cut the stream short and then I'll think about doing that later. I'll try setting that up later. You know? That would be something crazy. I think it could be done. I'll just like play Gundam and then like in one corner I'll play Girls Frontline. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know, let's look into that in a bit, right? Let's look into that in a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna go cut this short. I'm gonna go take a break. I'm gonna go have my dinner and so on. Then later tonight, I'll think about like streaming Gundam and Girls Frontline at the same time. You know, so that I can farm this and I can go and have fun doing something else. Right? So I'm just gonna cut this short. I'm just gonna go and just stop right now. Okay? Like this stream on its own was like 1 minute 40, so that's okay. 1 hour 40. That's okay. Yeah, sure. I'll get back to this in a bit. I'll get back to this. Right? See y'all in a few hours. Ooh, nice. Oh, wait. For this week, let's make sure I get my gems. And... yeah. And yoink. Start up Twitter. Cancel. Verification failed. I got my gems anyway. There you go. Yeah, that's it. See y'all later, guys.